finishing some bridges.
Teaching the found.
We've got to be able to get a generation from one side over into the next.
With passion.
There is power. Power in the name.
And purpose.
I just had to make up my mind a long time ago that I'm going to do this come hell or high water.
Power for Living with Bishop Dale C. Bronner.
Now, when I say run your own race, I don't just mean do what you want to do. Do what God has put you in the earth to do. Your own destiny is not something that you decide. Your destiny is something that you discover. You discover what God has already decided for you. And when you examine the lives of some of the most effective people in the world, you will see that those individuals did not care what other people thought about them. They had no concern about what other people thought about them. They were born with a mission in their heart and in their mind, and they were focused on their mission. The most effective people in the world had no consideration for what other people thought. You know why? Because if you're going to be a dreamer to make something happen, and if you share your vision with them, they will shoot it down because they can't see it. And this is why if you're going to be an eagle, you can't run with a pack, a flock. You're going to be almost by yourself. You might find somebody else who's also an eagle, and you glean some things from them, and you become inspired by them. If you can see one of them fly, and you realize you got the same equipment, I would be looking for a ledge to jump off of and set my wings and watch something happen. I mean, learn to do things that are right for you. You learn to do some things that are just right for you. And learn to be an eagle in those different dimensions of your own life. Learn to be an eagle, that I'm going to rise above the stuff that's trying to keep me down. You were built to rise. You remember the word of the Spirit? It says, come up hither. God would just oftentimes say to them, come up hither. Rise to a higher level. You can live on a higher level than where you are, but you can't live on the higher level until you start thinking on the higher level. And you can't think on the higher level until you start seeing on the higher level. That's one of the reasons why you have to wait on the Lord. Listen, it takes patience. It takes patience. You will frustrate yourself out of your wits if you see something that you are not ready to be. It takes time to develop into that thing. If it is worth having, you have to wait on it. You must wait on it. It has to mature like a good cheese, a good wine. It has to mature. There are certain things that you have to mature into. And it is true with the eagle. He can see some things, but you can't have it immediately. You have to mature into it. They that wait upon the Lord, they shall renew their strength. Right when you thought that you were just about to give out. May I make this plain to you? Have you ever been waiting on something, and you were waiting? I mean, whether it was waiting on a change to come, whether it was waiting on some deliverance or a check or whatever, you were waiting on something that would change your circumstances or situation. You were waiting on it. Have you ever been waiting, and that thing has not fully been delivered into your life yet? But in the waiting process, right when you were just about to give up, God sent a gust of air, something to lift you up. He just sent something that inspired you to say, you know what, you can go on a little further. I mean, because you were like, I've had it. I'm up to my neck in this. I'm through with this. You can have this. And right when you were just about to quit, God will send a positive experience into your life. It may not be the deliverance. Anybody know what I'm talking about? I mean, am I the only one that has ever had that to happen to them? I mean, it's right when you were ready to give up, God will send you something that becomes a glimmer of hope. It is not the full deliverance. It is not the thing that is promised, but it becomes a glimmer of hope. God saying, it's a sign to us that I have not forgotten you, that I know what I told you. I know what you're waiting on, and I'm going to send, because what's happening, you've gotten weak and you've given out of your strength. And so God says, I'm going to send a positive experience into your life, and I am going to renew your strength. You'll be waiting on the old sorry joker to change, and he won't change, and you're about to make up your mind, I can't take it anymore if you don't do anything, and all of a sudden that wrestler come in and fix you something to eat, ask you, take you out someplace nice, and you know, and then the next day he's back to himself again. But you got to enjoy the moment. You got to ride that wave while it is swelling. You just got to enjoy the moment, because God will give you a wonderful experience that it just lifts you. I mean, I can't take it anymore. That's it. I'm done. I call it and throw it in the towel. And then God will send you a positive experience just to let you know, hold on, don't give up yet. Don't give up yet. You hold on. I'm so glad that God knows how to renew our strength when we lose the ability to be able to hold on, that God can send you strength into your life by sending you a gust of wind that picks you up. It lifts you, it inspires you, and it won't be for eternity, but it is for the moment, and it gives us strength. What happens in that moment brings a renewal of our faith, and when your faith becomes renewed, your strength becomes renewed to realize that, you know what, God is going to do this thing. I believe that you were born to fly. You were born, you got wings on you. Folks, you may not be able to see it, but one of your dimensions is that of an eagle. And it was not designed to be with a whole lot of other folks. And it was not designed to run with the crowd and to do the average things that average people do. It is to say that I'm supposed to be exceptional in some particular area of my life. I want you to realize when you fly, put fly on your paper, F-L-Y, because that's what eagles do. They fly. You don't see eagles doing a whole lot of walking around. They fly. They soar like an eagle. They just soar. It's not even a whole lot of work, because when you get into the things of God, you ought to be able to set your wings and not have to do a whole lot of flapping. God told the priests when they reached around 50, and when they went into the tabernacle at certain points, he told them, don't wear anything that causes you to sweat. That it ought to be a sweatless operation, because it shouldn't be the work of the flesh. This ought to be the work of the Spirit. Not by might nor by power, but by my Spirit, says the Lord. And so the Spirit is the type of the wind. You remember? And when the day of Pentecost was fully come, there came the sound of a mighty rushing. And guess what? If you are an eagle that is perched and ready to take off, and when your mind gets unified, my God, he will send the wind. You just have to set your sail. You get into position and set your sail, and God will blow you off. I told you about a woman, 30 years old, several years ago, 1989, I believe it was, that tried to commit suicide off the Empire State Building, jumped off the 86th floor. And all of a sudden, a 30-mile gust of wind caught this woman's body, blew her up to the 85th floor on the ledge. The man saw her out there and pulled her back in. And you know what she said? Well, I guess it wasn't my time to die. Of course it wasn't. She was 30 years old. And she jumped off of the 86th floor. You want to call that a chance? Happenstance, coincident, that God would send a 30-mile gust of wind that blew her back up, and all that she suffered was a few minor abrasions, and she jumped off of the 86th floor? I'm killing myself. And she winds up on the 85th floor. The wind caught her, blew her up, brought her back into place, and she realized that her life must be for a purpose. There's some things that God wants to catch you in, because you're designed to fly. You got wings. You got the face of a man on one side, the face of a lion on another, face of an ox, but one of those faces is that of an eagle. To say that you got wings, you can fly. This creature had wings. Wings. And then you discover that the seraphim, they not only had one set of wings, they had 3 sets of wings. And with 2 wings, they covered his face hidden identity because people don't know who they are. See, God holds your real identity, hidden identification. With 2 wings, he covered his feet. Your feet take you to your destiny. That's destination. Hidden identification, hidden destination, and with 2 wings, he did fly. That's transportation. And you'll need all 3 of those things in order to be brought into one. But he's given us the face of an eagle. And so when you fly, I want you to be a leader here as an eagle. An eagle is a leader because they don't follow the pack. They don't follow the flock. They are individualistic in their thinking processes. They're not afraid to take risks and to go out on a journey alone. They will go where there is no path and leave a trail. That's an eagle. You don't really have paths through the sky. So an eagle finds a warm column and he goes where he can't even see things. He's going. We walk by faith and not by sight. We have to be like an eagle. We have to be like an eagle. And so the F, I want you to be an eagle in 3 relationships. With your family, you need to be an eagle with your family. An eagle where you will do things differently out of the ordinary of what the average family does, because the average family today is garbage. And if you do what the average family is getting, you'll get the average results that they are getting, and you'll be dissatisfied. Average is not good enough for the people of God. It is not for us. You need to make up in your mind that I'm going to be different in my family. I want to be an eagle in my family in what I see, strong vision and strong wings, my transportation, where I'm going. You got to be working on what you see and on how you can get there. Creating your roadmap. It's not enough to have a wish list and a dream. You got to have a roadmap for your transportation, saying, how can I get there? But you got to work on that in your own family, And you ought to be an eagle with your friends. That means that you don't need a whole lot of them. You don't need a whole lot of them. Anybody who, I know you got hundreds of friends on Facebook. I understand that, but let me tell you this, not all of, look, y'all don't even really know those. You don't know those people. People will be asking you to be your friend. You don't know who that. They're all kind of perverts and predators. You don't know who they are. You don't know hundreds of people like that. You honestly don't. And the ones that's really going to help you to get to your destination, listen, you'll only really have 2 or 3. You have to, now if Jesus, he's a real eagle. He had 70 disciples. He had 12 apostles, but he only had 3, Peter, James, and John, in his inner circle. And it's your inner circle. That circle is the place where you're going to, are you listening? You got to be an eagle with your family. If nobody else had any sense, you have some. And you might have to study somebody else's family who has some sense. So you want to be an eagle with your family? You want to be an eagle with your friends. You want to be an eagle with your friends. You want to have friends, just 2 or 3 in your circle, who help give lift to your wings. You need just 2 or 3 that will help you to get to your destination. Your family, your friends, and then your fellowship. You fellowship with certain other people in order to get other input, ideas, and exposure. And there are people that you fellowship that you don't live with, and that you don't, you all, in some degree, you might call them associates. You fellowship with people at a party, but you don't really know them intimately. But a family is real intimate. Friends are intimate. But fellowship can be somewhat surface. But you want to be an eagle in those 3 areas of your family, your inner circle friends, just 2 or 3, maybe 1. Just 1. 1, 2, or 3. When you get beyond that, they get jealous of each other, and you don't have enough time for them anyway, so Really, honestly. And your fellowship. You have to fellowship with people who are at different levels, who've seen different things that you haven't seen, who've had different exposure, who can tell you what things can be. Sometimes you have to fellowship with people through their stories in the book. If you don't have access to them, read their story. Read their story. And then that's the F. And then the L, as I said, eagles are leaders. I looked around my study in my home this morning, and I told you I love eagles. I looked around, I counted 6 eagles, and I'm just looking at them, and I didn't buy any of them, but I have 6 eagles in my study at home, and just looking at their wings and their powerful beaks and talons, their positions, it inspires me, it encourages me to think thoughts that are off the ground. You have to have symbols around you that inspire your thoughts. It's something that speaks of strength and courage and boldness and the ability to do something. Just have it around you. Just have it around you. It speaks of something valuable in your life. So the L is leadership. Leadership. Now you might say, well, I'm not a leader. Yes, you are. And let me tell you where you are a leader. You are a leader in the area of the dominant gift in your life. Are you listening? You are a leader in the area of the dominant gift in your life. Whatever your dominant gift is, you're a leader in that area. Your dominant gift qualifies you as a leader. You can't do everything, but there's a dominant gift. You know how the Bible says that a man's gift, singular, makes room for him and will bring him before great men? Not his gifts. I know most of us have more than one gift. But he says a man's gift, a woman's gift, makes room for him or her singular. That one gift that is your dominant gift. You are a leader in the area of your dominant gift. It could be cooking. And if you know how to throw down in the kitchen when somebody comes in, that you got to say, baby, give me some eggs out there. Give me some flour. I need just a little bit of vanilla extract. Give me some paprika, some oregano. And you've got some folks who know how to do it. I love to see seasoned cooks who don't have to deal with a measuring cup. They just know how to do it. They just know how to do it. I like them when they sift their own flour. These young women don't know anything about that now. They just But if you find somebody, and if that is their dominant gift, there are some people, their dominant gift, they know how to clean. They can clean something inside and out, up and down. They are organized. They know how to set it up in order. And that is their dominant gift. They become a leader in that area. You are a leader in the area of your dominant gift. And you need to think about, what is it that I do better than I do anything else? There's something in your life. Many of you can't get off the ground in some areas because you have not identified your dominant gift. Sometimes the greatest curse that you can have is to be so gifted that you don't know which one is your dominant gift. Because I want you to name me one person who is known for doing 15 different things. But if I called out some names, if I said Aretha Franklin, you'd say, what is her dominant gift? Singing. If I said Tchaikovsky or Liberace, you'd say that dominant gift was. You see, if I said Tiger Woods, his dominant gift is. If I said Serena Williams, you see, you would know their dominant gift. If I said Michael Jordan, if I said Hank Aaron, you see, you would know them just by that. Now, I don't know anybody who has been known for 7 different things, 10 different things. I don't. Maybe you do, but I don't. If I called out somebody's name, who you're gonna know them for one dominant thing. One dominant thing. You're not gonna know them for a half dozen different things. You have to locate your dominant gift. It is your dominant gift that will make room for you. You got to make room for that. Find out, what is my dominant gift? And the greatest curse to us is when we have too many. The man who has 2 watches is never quite sure what time it is. And have you thought about the fact that even a broken watch is right twice a day? But the point is that you are an eagle in some area of leadership in your life, of your dominant gift. I don't care whether it's counseling, you're a leader in that area. You're a leader in it. You are a leader, because you're going to be in some circles where other people, that is not their dominant gift, and so guess who's going to be the dominant gift? And so when I'm sitting on a jury, guess who they asked to be the foreman? And I didn't tell the people anything. I got in there, I'm like, I'm the youngest one of you all. I'm saying, what are you asking me to be? Don't have these criminals looking at me. I'm on a case with double murder and this, you know, I don't want him to see my face. In case he gets out, you know. I mean, I gave a guilty verdict, double murder in the first degree. I gave it to him as strong as I could. You know, and but I really didn't want him to see my face. I don't want to stand up and give my name. You know, then the attorney had us to stand. They wanted to poll each juror individually. I'm like, shh. Don't be asking me my name. I'm in the witness protection program. But your gift will make room for you, and it'll bring you before great people. That means that there's something that is a dominant gift in your life. And that's the thing by which you will be known. It is not the only thing that you can do nor will do, but it is the dominant thing by which other people will know you. And if you don't recognize it, start asking people. Ask other people around you, your friends, your family members, what do you think of when you think of me? Of course, you be very careful about who you ask that question to. If you're a very delicate person, some people can be brutal with you. So you have to be very, very careful with that. And then I want you to be a leader, not only with family and friends and your people that you fellowship with, in terms of an eagle in those circles, and not only an eagle in the areas of leadership of your dominant gift, whatever it is that you do better than anything else. But for the why, I want you to also be an eagle with youth, in that you become a mentor and start sharing with them. In order to be a mentor, you just need to know one thing that they don't know. And you begin to share. You begin to teach that has been committed to you. 2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 2 says, the things that thou hast received of me commit thou to faithful men who shall be able to teach others also. And so that's what we want to do. We want to take what we have and be able to give it to others. You want to be an eagle with youth. Start with the ones in your own home. Get some good practice there. And then you reach out to others. And the ones that you didn't give birth to, and become an eagle with them, showing them the way. Have you ever noticed how the eagle or a mother bird will go out and get the prey and come back and pluck it and put it in her little chick's mouth? Have you ever noticed in the eaglet's mouth? They feed them. We've got a responsibility not only to feed ourselves, we've got to take some of the stuff that we are eating and put it into the mouths of our eaglets that we are raising. Put it in the mouth of other eaglets. You've got to put it in their mouth. We are allowing MTV to put too much stuff in our eaglet's mouth. And you have the ability to do that, and that's why I want you to be an eagle with youth, so that you're putting something of life Real eagles primarily subsist on live prey, not dead roadkill. They like to get live prey. They want to catch it. They're on the move, and they're going to catch something that's moving. They want their meat to be fresh. They're not going to get something that the car has run over. Buzzards and vultures get that. The eagle gets live prey. They'll catch a field rat. They'll catch a rabbit. They'll snatch a fish right out of the water. They eat live prey. Live prey. You got to feed on living things, something that has life in it, the Zoe life of God. You got to feed your mind, your spirit, with things that have life in it if you're really going to be like an eagle. That's what we learn from the eagle. I want you to be like the eagle. With your family, your friends, the folks that are in the fellowship of wherever you are. I want you to be an eagle with your dominant gift that is in your life, and let that bring you to a position of leadership in your area of your dominant gift. And I want you to be an eagle with young people, that you take some of the stuff that has fed you and you bring it back and you put it in their mouths and let it feed them and strengthen them and nourish them. God will give you keenness of sight, keen vision to be able to look and see targets that are way off, and he will give you wings, which is God will accelerate the things that you need in your life desperately, because you can be waiting on something for a long time, but when God gives you wings, you might have been waiting for it for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. But when God gives wings to something that you have seen by vision, you're carried by the wind in a moment of time. And God, in the twinkling of an eye, can bring something into your life to literally change your life overnight. You can meet the right person overnight, whether it is for marriage, whether it is for promotion, whether it is for a job opportunity. You can do it in just a twinkling, and you've been waiting for this moment, and all of a sudden God accelerated you because God gave you wings to be able to get places faster than you could have ever walked or run. And so he gives you the wings. He's given you the vision to be able to see beyond where you are to a target that is way off. Whenever you talk about vision, vision is always for an appointed time. And so he's going to show you something that's a distance off, and then he's going to give you wings. In other words, God will accelerate your ability to be able to get there, not by might nor by power, but by my spirit, because you have set your wings and you rise in the column of air, and you realize that yes, I'm a man on this side, and I'm a lion on this side, and I'm an ox on this side, but I am an eagle, and I am going to stretch my wings and fly. You can fly.
Thank you for watching Power for Living with Bishop Dale C. Bronner. Until next time, God bless you.